Hi, I'm John from WorkshopAddict.com. Today we're going to take a look at the DeWALT DXPW 3425S pressure washer. Now earlier this year we looked at a Ryobi unit, was like a mid-grade homeowner's unit. The DeWALT unit here is like a high-end homeowner's unit, low-grade commercial unit, and it has 3400 PSI at 2.5 gallons a minute. Now to compare that, those mid-range units are usually 2500 PSI to 2800 PSI and usually around 2.3 gallons a minute. So this gives you more PSI and a little bit more gallons per minute. But what really makes this a step above those mid-range units are basically two things. First off, the motor on this unit, the gas-powered engine, is a GX200 Honda engine. Now this is where you start getting into some really nice Honda engines. The residential units, the 180 GCV, I believe it's called, you know, that's your lower end Honda unit, and you're stepping up to something a lot nicer here with the GX200. Now, the other thing that is probably the biggest bonus and the biggest improvement from the mid-grade units that you would get is this is a horizontal shaft pump versus a vertical shaft. On those residential units, the mid-grade ones, you'll have the pump on the bottom of the unit with the vertical shaft. Well, this one's actually horizontally and built off the back here. And what's nice about that is with these units, you can change the oil. You can maintain and do some maintenance on your pump, which is gonna prolong the life of the pump and make this a more reliable unit. You know, if this pump ever goes bad too, you can unbolt it and put a replacement pump in instead of junking the whole unit and buying a whole new one. So, couple nice things. Like I said, you can change the oil on this, and in the back here there's a little window that tells you where your oil level is. And what I also like about this, I like this on all of my power equipment that's gas, is I like it when they write on the unit to tell you what type of oil you need and what intervals you need to be changing them at. And it says right here that this unit takes 15W40 oil. It tells you 8 ounces and change every 100 hours. Now the manual says, you know, you need to change it like after the first 10 hours of use and then every 100 hours after that. But, you know, it's a much more efficient pump and it's gonna last a long time. It's a AAA pump, and I don't know a lot about the AAA pumps out there. I've seen some other, the Cat and some other pumps, but I don't know much about the AAAs. Now let's talk about some of the minor stuff here. Hose. This hose is a rubber flexible hose. It's not going to kink and damage like the cheaper residential ones. This is a really nice rubber hose. I like this hose on this. Attaching it to the unit is very simple. They attach down here, and you would hook up your garden hose right here. So everything's easy to get at. Nice thing about these horizontal pumps is it has a temperature relief valve on it, so that if you are not, the cooling water, the water you're using to spray also cools the pump. If you stop spraying water and let it sit for a long time, that pump is still working and that water in there is heating up. And you want to keep your pump cool. So if it gets too hot, there is a relief on here that will open up and allow the water to spray out, the hot water in the pump, and bring new cold water in. And this did work very well, because when I was using this unit, I cleaned quite a bit of cement over on the side of our house of the pool that is really dirty. That took a long time, and then I brought it right over to here where I cleaned this section and all of our deck back here, which really desperately needed to be cleaned. It did a phenomenal job, but when I did stop and I'd shut it down and then turn it back on, the hot water in there, you can see the relief open up and it would bring cool water in. So it was doing exactly what it was supposed to do. The wand, you know, the wand's basic wand, but one thing I like about it is the handle on here floats freely, so you can have it in whatever handle you want and just keep using it. Kind of nice. It stores on board here, so everything stores nicely. They have your typical nozzles that go onto your wand. They have a 1 degree, a 15, 25, 40, and then the 65 degree, which is where you get your soap action from. Now, in a previous video, I talked about the 0 degree where I didn't think it was very useful. I didn't know why they put them on. Well, come to find out, this is a very useful nozzle, especially when you're trying to clean way up high. I have a 15-foot peak on my back room here, and I can use this 2 degree to get to the top, because by the time it gets out there, it's lost all of its energy. If you're using a 0 degree up close, you're gonna damage your surface, but up top, it actually works really well. Soap dispensing. This unit sends you a hose with a little filter screen on it here, so you can plug it into your pump, put this hose into your soap, suck your soap in, and you know, I actually prefer this to the onboard soap dispenser for your mid-grade ones. And the reason for that is soap can gum things up. So if you put your soap into an onboard container on those other units, you either cannot get the soap out or there's no way to flush it. With this unit, you know, you put this in the soap, you go ahead and use it, and when you're done, you can put this into a bucket of water and continually flush water through it, making sure that you got your soap out of here and out of your pump. So I prefer this. The only problem with this is now you got to find a place to put it. And what I would recommend is just keeping this right with whatever soap you have. As far as the engine runs great. There's no real pictorial pictures to tell you how to start the unit, but in the manual it's very simple. A few easy steps and you can have this started, no problem. It gets very hot here, which there is plenty of notes on here, and it really does. I accidentally touched it while it was running and it was pretty hot. Your air filter here is very easy to clean and get at, and the engine also has an oil to be changed, and it's very easy to change this oil. So all in all, a very good unit. I enjoy using it. Handles could be a little higher. The pumps that are set up in this fashion, the taller you are, the harder it is to move around. You want to stay a little bent over, but it stores very nice. Pneumatic tires on it, so it can go over a rough terrain, no problem. And being that it's set up this way, lifting it and moving it around if you need to put it in the back of a truck is very easy. So if you're looking for a higher end residential unit that you're going to be able to maintain and have for years and years to come, take a look at this DeWALT unit. I think you'll be happy. It does everything around here that I need to. And as a matter of fact, my wife has got a long list of surface areas that I got to clean in the spring next year. So until next time, I'm John from WorkshopAddict.com. Stop over at our forum. Let's talk about some tools. Let's see what projects you got going on. Let us know if you have any experience with this unit or other units similar to this, and tell us what you think. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Give us a like on this video if you don't mind. Check us out on the social medias. And until next time, talk to you later.